This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Perotti, along with Nick Perotti, and we got some stuff to talk about. Our program being brought to you by Mars Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. You just heard from the Wyoming Montana Safety Council, 635-4592. Mondello's Pizzeria, 7 days a week, delicious Italian or Paisan cuisine from Joe and his great staff over there, 7 days a week. It is Italian, Sicilian combined. We call it Paisan over at Mondello's Pizzeria. First Two Bank, you will check them out right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body, ×2, the main repair center, Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs, EG and his great staff. Same location as always, Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank ×2, the original location over on Vandehigh, and of course the eastern location right there at the corner of College and Pershing. Platte Valley Bank. Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. What a great weekend. Temperatures are going to be fantastic. You definitely want to get behind the wheel of a Kia, test drive it, and then take it home this weekend. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, breakfast. 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Do check them out right there at the corner of Windmill and Del Range. They're across from Menards. Ray and Cindy's place, Chick-fil-A, delicious eats all the time. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30. And again, if you are looking for that Jayco product, whether it's a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, you're going to find some great closeout models right now at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. They're your home for Jayco products. And we want to thank Taco John's, home of the loaded potato olays, 6-pack and a pound, which is going to be perfect for the weekend you don't feel like cooking. They also have their sirloin steak burrito. Don't forget, every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get the program underway, as we do each Monday through Friday, each beginning of the hour, with our scoreboard, which is brought to you by our fantastic friends over at Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Or at least we're trying each Monday through Friday, again, whether it's vacation time or whatever, trying to get back to consistency. We will be back next weekend, or at least next week. But on the local side for Cheyenne Post 6, they were in action yesterday, late last night, up in Missoula, Montana. They did take on the Mountain View Toros, lost that contest, however, 15-9, so they will have a contest today coming up at 4 p.m. against Hawaii Post 35. I'm not even going to try to say the name of the city out of there, but maybe you can. Waipahu. Waipahu? I don't know how to say it.
Waipahu.
Is that how?
Waipahu.
All right. I'll just say the Post 35 team out of Hawaii. They're playing them at 4 p.m. today in an elimination game, so it is must-win for the Cheyenne Post 6. Sixers coming up today. Again, that contest is at 4 p.m. So that's what's happening on the local side.
Waipahu. There you go.
Waipahu.
Waipahu.
Waipahu. I don't know.
Waipahu. You. All right. Major League Baseball. We got one game in progress. It's at Wrigley. The Nats and the Cubs, they've moved to the top of the 8th inning. Cubs are leading 3-2. Games getting underway when we get out of here in the 5 o'clock hour. Red Sox and Orioles. Rangers and the Yankees. Blue Jays will host the Rays. Twins and Tigers at Comerica. Diamondbacks will face the Reds at Great American Ballpark. The Mets move on to face the Marlins at Marlins Park in Miami. The Brewers will take on the Braves at SunTrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia. 6 o'clock games, Indians at the White Sox. Mariners will face the Astros again at Minute Maid. Cardinals and the Royals at Kauffman Stadium. Yes, that would be officially the I-70 series, right?
Yeah.
And that would be this time at
Your
Kauffman.
Battle of Missouri.
The Battle of the Show Me State. Dodgers and the Rockies at 6:40. Kenta Maeda and John Gray will be your starting pitchers for this evening.
I was going to say starters don't really matter in this series because clearly the relievers just blow it for one team in particular.
Well, we'll get into that later. Okay. The Athletics move to SoCal. They'll take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at Angel Stadium, Anaheim. That will be getting underway in the 8 o'clock hour. Phils and the Padres at Petco, and the Woeful Giants will play host to the Bucks, the Pittsburgh Pirates, at AT&T later on this evening. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Let's update you from the PGA tournament. It is a hot one out there today, and scores are reflecting the weather conditions out there. Now, the projected cut right now is 1 over par. So if you are 1 over in the clubhouse, Sergio Garcia, Vijay Singh, I'm just looking at some, Jim Furyk, you're at 2 over par. John Daly, 3 over par. Phil Mickelson, you're 3 over par, and you're through 8 holes. You better kick it into another gear because you could be going bye-bye after today. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Tiger, where are you at? You're 3 under par for the round. You're just finished up hole number 7 right now. We look at the leaderboard.
Still plenty of time for him to mess it up.
Yeah. Well, he's playing better than he did yesterday.
He was even, so I mean that's average.
Gary Woodland shot a 4 under par today, so his first round was 64, his second round 66. Kevin Kistner right now with the best round, the second best round. He had a 64 today. He is 9 under. Brooks Koepka, who is the U.S. Open champion, ×2. 63 today to go with his 69. He is 8 under par. Also a 63 today by Carl Schwartzel. As he was even yesterday, he is now at 7 under par. So that's where we're at. Ricky Fowler also checking in at 7 under par for today. So those
there's your
are the
update.
updated numbers from the PGA tournament.
How about I give an update to more relevant news? Again, we'll get past golf.
This is being held, by the way, in St. Louis, Missouri. So it is awfully warm.
How hot?
How hot?
Probably barely 90s out there. The humidity is probably
it's into the 90s today. Let's see. I was just looking here. Other notables: Dustin Johnson. He's at 7. Justin Thomas, by the way, is the defending champion, and I'm trying to get a quick look at him. Jordan Spieth right now is also 3 under par. I am not seeing Justin Thomas. Oh, there he is. He's 2 under, and he's 1 under for the round today.
Anyways, let's pass along more local news, or at least an update for coming up this weekend. LCCC women's soccer, they were anticipating to have an alumni game, at least a little exhibition match, as the men got underway, I do believe, the past weekend against F.E. Warren. Just kind of a little fun exhibition match over at LCCC. Unfortunately, that alumni game has been canceled because, unfortunately, there wasn't enough alumni that wanted to come back to Cheyenne and come play in that contest. So that game has been at least canceled. Also, too, some other changes for women's soccer as their trip down to Florida coming up at the end of August 24th. That date has been moved. They will play on Friday and Saturday. So, again, August 24th, LCCC will take on Eastern Florida. And then on the 25th, or at least, excuse me, on Sunday, actually, the August 26th, it'll be LCCC women's soccer taking on Daytona. Those game times, at least for the 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and on the 26th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So a little changes for LCCC women's soccer, at least for folks to know. Also, to August 24th, that day, just keep that in your books as we have it posted pretty much everywhere, and we'll keep reminding you. It will be game 1 for us here on 1480 K-Ray with high school football, as it will be the beginning of the Mike Apodaca era over at Cheyenne Central, as we will be live at Risky Field, where the Central High Indians will be hosting the Thunder Basin Bolts in game 1 of high school, or at least it's week 0, game 1. But again, it is going to be the first official game under the Mike Apodaca head coaching era for Cheyenne Central, so looking forward to that one. And again, it's only 2 weeks away right now, as we have a nice little counter on our 1480 K-Ray website as well, too, to keep up, at least keep you posted on what times and when.
All right, 5th-year University of Wyoming football coach Craig Bohl. This is from Robert Gagliardi in the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle. Said yesterday that junior offensive guard Gavin Rush will likely miss the entire season with a biceps injury that will require surgery. Now, Rush started in 22 of 27 games in his UW career. He was competing with the redshirt freshman Eric Aboigi for the starting job at left guard. Aboigi is out with a concussion with no time frame that has been offered for his return. So as of now, redshirt freshman Keegan Kreider, the starting center entering fall camp, is the front runner to slide over to left guard. Sophomore Logan Harris of Torrington, who started all 13 games at center last season, also is getting a lot of snaps at guard and some center. Harris was moved to guard this spring. Redshirt freshman Patrick Arnold is the leading candidate to start at center. Bohl also mentioned yesterday sophomore starting right tackle Alonzo Velasquez has a knee injury, likely will miss the August 25th opener at New Mexico State, but hopes to have him back for the September 1st home opener against Washington State. So
more behind the 8 ball for Wyoming, especially on that
offensive side. Yeah.
But also too that
the big guys.
Yeah, but those big guys, again, you're older, you're wiser, hopefully, but it is, again, they are the biggest question as well too with that offense of, are they going to be able to protect whoever's going to be behind them, whether it is Vanderwall, whether it is Smith? Again, what was the big issue last year?
And holes for the running backs, too.
That, too, as well. But what was the big issue last year was them protecting their QB, especially with Josh Allen behind there. Again, what happened was that infamous tackle down in Air Force where it knocked him out for a few contests. And that's kind of it's something to be a little bit worrisome. Again, with New Mexico State, as I said yesterday, and I've been saying for quite some time, that is a true test for them. That is going to be a filling out process of what's going to be equivalent to what they're going to see through the Mountain West Conference play. But it's not a good sign.
Here's the scary part of this. You think back to the 2-10 season where the Cowboys were decimated defensively, and they had to bring up a lot of freshmen. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, these freshmen now are seniors, and again, this is why the defense is getting high praise. Well, the offense right now is looking at redshirt freshmen. I mean,
well, they saw that last year as well too.
They are dipping. The depth chart, which has probably about 3 deep. Now you're looking at you're going into your secondary part of the depth chart, which has RF by it, redshirt freshmen.
Yeah.
So these are inexperienced guys. And right now, this kind of
certainly getting reps.
It concerns me a little bit on the offense side because again, remember when you come out, even here in fall camp, summer camp, however you want to call it, the offense is well behind the defense.
Yeah,
And you don't.
I think we know that for sure.
And you don't need to take 2-3 steps behind, because again, I will say this about offensive linemen, and you guys can laugh if you want. Offensive line guys are smart, very smart guys. They have to be, because they can move from one position, center, and move over to a guard position. Or you take reps at one tackle position and you can move over to the other tackle position. You have to know basically the entire playbook, and you have to know in basically the entire line how everybody's blocking scheme is.
Yeah.
So again, I give those guys a lot of credit. These are very intellectual guys.
Yeah.
But right now they're behind the 8 ball.
It certainly is. And again, they were behind the 8 ball last season being healthy, but now, at least with these few injuries, it's certainly going to be a test going forward. Now, again, we're well ahead, at least a couple of weeks away from that first contest down there in Las Cruces for Wyoming, but it is a situation if they are to lose that contest, which there is a good possibility that they can, because, again, New Mexico State is going to be a formidable opponent. They're going to give them a strong test down there in New Mexico, but it is a situation where if they are to lose that contest, do I blame it on the offensive line for being injury, or at least is that something to make an excuse for? No, I really don't think so. But it was already tough, or at least tough going for Wyoming, especially on the offensive side. Now this is just even worse, at least kind of bad news for the Cowboys on their kind of road, at least this first test. Again, this New Mexico State, you can toss out Washington State. We know what's going to happen in that contest. You have a good feeling on what's going to happen in Missouri and Columbia with that contest. But this is the first test out of the gates. This is the first one of a feeling out of what is this team made out of? What can they do? Are they going to be able to be that number 2 team in the Mountain West, at least in the Mountain Division behind a Boise State? Is this team for real? Are preseason polls accurate? Who knows at this point? It's going to be that first game is key. It's very, very key. For me,
it's critical. It's not even key. It's critical now.
Yeah, it does feel like that at this point. It really does.
So, and again, with the injury to Rush, that's a
at least
season-ending injury.
Yeah, at least for him, season injury. But for at least the other one, again, at least anticipated only missed one contest, so that's good news right now. But again, right now, as we talked yesterday, again, not suffering a whole lot of at least injuries, but now they're starting to creep up, and hopefully it does not become a large, at least a bigger snowball for the Wyoming Cowboys heading into this 2018 season.
And again, it's like you can never have the perfect balance. And this is what bothers me. And again, I would hate to be a head coach.
Any college has to go through that. And again, that's why you have backups. Yeah, that's why you give.
When you're in your Power 5 conferences, though, your first 3 guys can start anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what bothers me, though. It's like we have, and we do have a luxury under Coach Bull. We do have the backups now. Back then, I mean, it's like, before, under these other coaches, Christensen, whatever, why'd you come to Wyoming? I could start. Well, you didn't come to Wyoming to spend your career being a backup.
Yeah.
So now, under Coach Bull, we're getting that depth, and the guys that are moving up to replace those that are injured are very capable candidates. Unfortunately, they're very young right now. You notice the again, didn't say sophomores, didn't say juniors, didn't say a senior. I said freshmen, redshirt freshmen.
Yeah.
These are kids that are going to be stepping in here.
Freshmen can handle themselves out there.
We're going up against Washington State. You've already thrown that in my face, and Mizzou. You've already thrown those 2 cats in front of me.
Again, you have to be insane to not think that's going to be 0-2, or at least 2 losses right there. Again, 2 very powerful, 2 top teams. Again, you do have the benefit of having one here at home with Washington State, but again, look at what Washington State has done in recent years of being one of the top echelon teams in the Pac-12, not just in the North Division, but in the entire Pac-12 of what they've done. And again, it's not a team that's going to slow down this season, especially coming out to Laramie. Again, you go back to last year with Oregon. Oregon was a mid-tier Pac-12 team coming out to Laramie, and what did? They trounced over the Cowboys, and that was with a still solid defense. That defense was up there in the top 5, at least finishing.
How many times And again,
the offense behind a Josh Allen.
The offense was a dud. And how many times did they leave Oregon with a short field?
Tons of times.
3 times that.
But I'm just saying that's with Josh Allen, who went again first round pick QB that did that against Washington State.
And he had receivers last year that couldn't catch.
Oregon.
He had receivers that couldn't catch a cold. We had nobody replacing Brian Hill last year at the running back position. It was Josh Allen.
And there's no guarantee on the running back situation this year. Again, they're still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, but you got veterans, though. The guys that have been through the war.
It was still a filling out process that's continuing from last season. We don't know.
And as Coach Bull said, it's going to be a running back by committee. And again,
look what that did last year. It was not good.
But all 3 of the top, and then you have a freshman right now that's moved into the top 4, so to speak. The running back by committee situation under Coach Bull, you may disagree with it. I, to a certain degree, disagree with it as well. You need to have your number 1 guy. I agree with that. But again, too, alternating backs, I don't have a problem with alternating backs, not a trifecta.
Yeah.
And now you got a 4th one that has stepped up. I'm hoping that Coach Bull says, Nick Proetti is the starting running back for me, and he'll get the bulk of the reps. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that announcement. He is not going to, and probably won't anticipate until probably right before. Yeah, again, right before that New Mexico State contest. But it is a situation where we've already seen this before. What was it last year? It was a complete joke of that running game. It was non-existent throughout that entire season. Where
the entire offense was a joke last year.
And again, that's why I pause on everything and go, what is it going to be this year? Again, you're losing a top-level quarterback, again, a first-round pick in Josh Allen, and now we don't know what to expect out of Vanderwall. We don't know what to expect out of Nick Smith or whoever's going to be the starter.
What you can't expect out of the offensive side.
We don't know. We really don't.
Coach Vegan and Coach Bull. And Coach Bull is already, kind of,
And again, folks are
back in my lap saying I was the armchair quarterback.
Yeah.
Basically, that offense is going to be pretty much the same. It depends
and fans probably wouldn't be too happy about that because we saw the backlash against Vegan and then offense last year. That fans were not too happy of how it was going.
I hope that Tyler Vanderwall and I hope Nick Smith especially. Vanderwall, I probably have a little more confidence in that he knows how to ad-lib.
Yeah.
Nick Smith is not an ad-libber.
No, we saw that in the 2 contests at the tail end of the season. He is not at all. But, again, maybe he's worked on things in the offseason, worked at spring and summer camps.
He's gotten bigger. I will give him that. Both him and Vanderwall.
And again, both of them have learned under Josh Allen. It is that situation of hopefully they retain some of that information or at least kind of get those skills and apply that to themselves. Again, like for instance of, hey, here's a Tom Brady of the NFL. Learn under him, Jimmy G or whatever, other examples. But again, we do not know. It is one of the biggest mysteries, one of the biggest questions, and it's, again, we will know our definitive answer game 1 against New Mexico State of saying, yes, this is a for-real team. No, that offense has big issues. Yes, that defense is for real. Again, it will answer a lot of big questions for this Cowboys team. That's why, again, at this point in time, preseason polls, I don't read too much into it, but hey, kudos to the rest of the Mountain West of giving Wyoming that secondary chance behind Boise in the Mountain Division, but is it going to be a reality? We do not know. I think this Mountain Division is going to be a lot tougher than people anticipate. I think Boise, sure, you can't expect them to cruise on by or at least dominate the Mountain West, at least the Mountain Division. Good on them. But what is CSU going to bring to the table? What is Utah State? What is Air Force? Maybe New Mexico surprises everyone. We do not know.
Well, here's the thing that I go back to reading that original article there about Gavin Rush. Here's what we're losing. Just so we could put this into play right now. He's a guard, right?
Yeah.
He's 6'3", 305 pounds.
Well, we already
a junior.
Yeah, we already knew that they were all big and bulky guys.
So that to me kind of concerns me a little bit because again, this is a veteran on the line who anchors that offensive line, and it's like we just don't need. Again. I say it, and I say it very, I don't want to use the word happily, but I say it because at least under Coach Bull we have depth on the depth chart, okay? but I don't like seeing that we're losing a really good frontliner.
Well, who
Before
does?
we even snap the football.
Who does? Again, any other college is probably dealing with the same situation. But, again, a lot of those Power 5 teams do have that luxury of going, well, we're losing our 5-star recruit, and we can replace him with a 4-star.
And we're losing Velasquez for game 1.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 288, and a sophomore. I mean,
Still young.
Yeah, but he's a big body.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need big bodies out there to protect Vanderwall.
You had him last year.
Bodies to open up holes for Woods and Overshoot.
You had them last year, and they didn't, unfortunately.
They were young. You got to remember after.
It's still a young core.
See, with Chase Rouillet, when he graduated with that group, I mean, he anchored a big offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and again, you lost all your receiving
and again,
core,
those 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that was kind of the perfect storm for Wyoming, of where everything was firing on all cylinders, where you had Gentry as a wide receiver, you had Brian Hill, you had Josh Allen, you had your star pieces on the defense, again, led by a very strong offensive line. It was almost a perfect storm. Now you're losing those pieces, but is this Wyoming team, again, we know what the defense is going to bring to you, obviously, but this offense is the biggest question. Is it something that is recoverable? Is it something that can go in a positive direction, can get past, at least out of the shadow of the Josh Allen era, or at least those teams, and start anew with Vanderwall or Nick Smith? Is this team going to be able to do that this season? Who knows? All right. And again, they are, as we've been stating, or at least I have, again, they start out this season behind the 8 ball with a true test, game 1.
So, and as we started the camp, when we went over for Media Day, and I was all fired up here, I was looking at Zach Wallace on the left side. He's 6'7", 314. His understudy is Rudy Stouffer, who's 6'6", 290, redshirt freshman.
Big.
All right.
Still
so
big.
You got a senior and then a redshirt freshman. Left side, Aboje, who's 6'5", 351 from New Hope, Minnesota. Of course, Rush at that time was the backup on the left side. So, and then Logan Harris out of Torrington, who was the center last year, as I mentioned. You got Keegan Kreider, 6'4", 283. His backup is Patrick Arnold, 6'3", 296. On the right side is Caden Jackson, 6'2", 299, senior, right guard. And then the right tackle is Velasquez. His backup is Paul Schwab from Afton, Wyoming, 6'5", 302, and a junior. So, I mean,
again, for these
we got the big beef guys, but we don't have technically all the experience.
Yeah, but here's where you get that chance, and hopefully, again, some miracle or at least a positive direction out of this is, hey, young youth, at least on that line especially, hey, take advantage of this. You are getting those starts now at this point, leading out the gates of this 2018 season. Take advantage of that. Show Bull and the rest of the Wyoming Cowboy fan base of what you can do or what you can bring to the table for this team.
Well, and the thing that was nice, left tackle.
And we need to take a break.
I know, but left tackle, starter, backup. Left guard, you had starter, 2 backups. Center, you had starter, backup.
Yeah.
Right guard, right tackle, starter, backup. So again, you got backups that size-wise will match with the guy that's currently in front of you. However, lack of experience kind of concerns me a little bit. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back with more. We'll talk the National Football League, even though last night was supposed to be boring, it wasn't. We're back after these words.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 85. And for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 54. On Saturday, it'll be sunny with highs around 86. And on Saturday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
So I was watching a little bit of the highlights of Josh Allen last night with Buffalo. And again, as you shrug your shoulders, Nick, he was 9 of 19 for the Bills, 116 yards. He did have one TD pass. I mean, he fired a bullet. I will give him that. Got sacked once. About 2-3 times he was running for his life. So welcome to the National Football League, one Josh Allen.
Well, no surprise with Buffalo. So it's nothing that he's
I think he's kind of used to it.
Yeah, as we say, it's what he saw out in Wyoming. So Josh Allen, though, again, not too bad of numbers.
He rushed 3 times.
Nothing great, but he did get his reps in.
29 yards rushing last night in 3 attempts. So,
and again, he is that mobile quarterback, so we've seen that plenty of time over in Laramie. So with Josh Allen, not too bad of numbers. Again, he is not going to be the starter after this game or however many starts, or at least
it's A.J. McCarron's job to lose.
Yeah, at this point in time, or at least that's what Buffalo has come out and said, and that at least coaching staff has said, hey, it's McCarron's job, and then we'll do whatever we want with Josh Allen. And again, anticipation is he will take over the reins mid-season, where this team is probably not going to be very good compared to last year, especially behind McCarron. I mean, let's be honest, A.J. McCarron, any other place is a solid backup, and that's about it. But starting on this team, where they don't really have a whole lot of pieces around there to complement or at least kind of assist and help out McCarron, it's going to be a rough year, or at least go about for the Buffalo Bills. But very hopeful for Josh Allen. Again, what he did game 1 NFL, not bad. Again, not a bad showing out there, as much as preseason is a complete joke. But, again, going with the one at least TD, no interceptions, which is also a positive. But, again, the completion rate, which was knocked against him going into the draft and throughout his college career, did show its ugly head again in this contest, as much as he did miss it 10 times. But, again, it's preseason. You know, what can you say about it?
Would you agree or disagree? Again, it's preseason. Don't care. Would you agree the numbers for Baker Mayfield were okay for Cleveland last night?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 11 to 20.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, 212 yards. He rushed for 13 yards. Tyrod Taylor, in his one series, he was 5 of 5.
Yeah, for one little
But,
series.
I mean, they're playing the New York Giants. I mean, this game here is like, this one bores you to tears.
Oh boy, Cleveland won 20-10 in that contest.
Well, and they're going to win preseason games. They just can't win regular season games.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get over.
But again, would you agree though that Baker Mayfield's initial appearance wasn't too bad?
It's solid. Again, so far what we've seen of the rookie, at least the major rookie quarterbacks from this draft class, have shown okay numbers. Is it anything that is stellar? Again, you're not going to be able to see that in a preseason game, but, again, solid, nothing awful, nothing terrible at this point. But again, Josh Allen with these numbers, is it elevating him on the depth chart with Buffalo? No. I think it helps his stock. It helps it maybe mid-season, again, when that team is pretty much in the toilet. It goes, hey, Josh Allen, we got you. We think you're ready to take the reins, have fun. Same with Baker Mayfield. I think with Taylor, absolutely, he's going to be the man. As much
For
as
now.
For now, depending on what happens. Again, if it's the same situation with Cleveland where they are tanking, they are in basically a toilet bowl situation, I think they go, hey, Baker Mayfield, have fun. It's your team.
You know, last night, the quarterback that I was glad to see back on the field and getting some reps, and I'll give him high marks.
What, out of Indianapolis?
Yeah, Andrew Luck. He was 6 of 9.
He's healthy. He's healthy for now.
Yeah, but he took a couple of shots, and he even said in his post-game remarks, it felt good to get hit because again, he has not been hit in about a year plus.
If you're a Colts fan, though, you're kind of cringing at the point.
Yeah, you're
very scared every time he is touched or hit. At this point in time, he is one of the most fragile quarterbacks I've ever seen. But it is
getting hit by Seattle. That's a good team.
Please, no. That Seattle defense is not
up front. It's still a little good.
No, not as it was back when the Legion of Boom days. It is.
The Legion of Boom got hurt in the secondary and the linebacker.
Seattle is going to be, again, with that defense, sure, you have some good frontmen, but they are not the talent that they were years ago. Seattle is going to be floating around Arizona fighting for who's going to be the worst of the NFC West this year. Seattle is not a scary team. And again, that defense, again, if you put shots on Andrew Luck and he goes, hey, I'm feeling fine, come on.
Hey, interesting note, Rashad Penny from San Diego State.
Yeah.
Played
star
for Seattle
last year. Yeah.
8 rushes, 16 yards. Not a great debut.
Definitely not it looks like not a repeat performance, at least of rushers up there in Seattle. It doesn't look so good so far. But again, you can't read too much in preseason. I really don't.
It's against Indianapolis, though. We're talking Indianapolis. We're not talking the greatest.
Cleveland's 1-0. They won. They went 0-16 last year in the regular season. They got 1 win in the preseason. Will they win a game in the regular season? Who knows? Again, preseason's a joke. You can't read too much into it. Carolina beating Buffalo 28-23. I think in regular season, Carolina does win that regular season matchup. But is it a situation where Carolina barely squeaks out a win? No, I think Carolina would cruise in that contest if you had Cam Newton out there starting for the full contest. Again, preseason, you read into it at least more so for the backups and the non-starters more than you do starters. Again, with last night with the 49ers, with Jimmy G out there against the Dallas Cowboys, they came from behind. Good on the 49ers. It's always a good time when the 49ers beat the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. But, again, he was okay. He was solid. But is it something where I need to be worried about what he's going to be heading into regular season, or if this team can barely get wins with him at the helm? No, I really don't. I'm not worried.
Like I said, I kept my eye and watched a lot of the highlights on the ones that I knew we were going to talk about today. Now, for tonight, you got the Falcons and the Jets. Obviously, it's going to Darnold tonight for the Jets. Then you got the Lions and the Raiders, and you got Gruden back in the saddle for the Raiders. Obviously, not going to show us a lot for tonight.
You're not going to see every trick play. You're not going to see everything of what Gruden's going to put out there for regular season. But the only interesting thing out of Raiders, at least that contest, is to see if Khalil Mack signs a deal. Because if you've read that for every game that he is missing, he's going to be owing $814,000 for at least for him sitting out. There are a few other big names around the league that are sitting out that are experiencing also to pay cuts or at least fines while they sit out and try to get paid. Because Khalil Mack, if you've not seen, he wants $22 million a year.
Right.
Which he's a
is he worth it?
He's a great defender. Yeah, I think so. But also too, you are dealing with the Raiders.
He wants Von Miller money.
Is he Von Miller talent? Close. I don't think he's there. I think he's very good. Again, if I had a choice, I would absolutely say, hey, Khalil Mack, come on over to the other side of the bay.
I would flip a coin. I would say Miller just a little higher up on the
I would,
chain.
but again, it is picking hairs of. Again, I'd probably go with Khalil Mack. I think he's better long term for a franchise. But also, too, again, you are dealing with the Oakland Raiders, where, again, is Mark Davis going to be able? Is he willing to open the paycheck? Is he willing to give that money?
Put in the checkbook, you mean? Yeah.
Whatever. Again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter. Checkbook, paycheck. He'll get paid.
Get money. There you go. I simplified it for you.
Here's the thing.
But again, $22 million. Is he worth it? Yes. Are the Raiders willing to do that?
They got money.
I think
obviously they've got money.
Yeah, there's no doubt they have money, but again, it is a cheap owner. It is a cheap.
No, it's not a cheap owner. The matter of fact, Davis, since he's taken over for Pop, has opened up the checkbook. Here's the deal with the Raiders.
Not majorly.
Here's the deal with the Raiders. And correct me if I'm wrong, Reggie McKenzie's still in the front office there for the Raiders.
Yeah.
With Reggie McKenzie doing the GMing in lieu of Mark Davis sticking his head in and out of there, he's put together a good football team. He's put the Raiders back on the map as a team to be competitive. Let Reggie McKenzie do his job. Let him get Khalil Mack money and keep him in place.
But again, it goes back to, are the Raiders cheap then? Why, if they have all this money, if they're willing to spend money and make this team great, again, where they have at least Gruden and everyone else has said, hey, Oakland, at least the city of Oakland, we're going to bring you back one more championship before we head out to Las Vegas. But one of your star defenders wants to get paid, who pretty much deserves that money, in my personal opinion. Why aren't you paying him?
I've seen
what is the issue? Why are you not giving him his money?
The Davis family versus the Raiders over the years, I've seen this happen numerous times, and they will get it done. Trust me. And again, I have a lot of respect for what Reggie McKenzie has done in the front office for the Raiders, and I guarantee you they'll get this deal done. The one thing, too, about tonight's game between the Raiders and the Lions, think of all the places that they play football these days. This is the only baseball stadium,
at least now, yeah,
that has the skin infield. So these guys, the last one I remember was the Murph over at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, where they used to do that as well.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
Eons ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, today you're going to be playing a lot of the game on the infield dirt,
which is something they got to get used to all the way up until September and then possibly October with this.
Yeah,
team.
Maybe October if the A's get into
which I think they will. And again, it's nothing that the Raiders have not dealt with in time. It is, what about the 49ers dealing with the Giants at Candlestick back in those days? At least this 49er team has not dealt with it, but the Raiders as a franchise, they've been through this year in and year out.
And go back to those days, too, at Candlestick, because obviously you were young, not even born yet. The wear and tear of that turf was just unbelievable.
It was wear and tear even without baseball playing on that.
Well, I mean, but I'm just saying here, too, again, in San Francisco,
that grass was terrible.
Because you had a lot of moisture underneath, and they would just come up in clumps. Same thing at the Coliseum. It's got that marine air. Every night, that's why you don't see a lot of home runs hit in the Coliseum at night, because of that marine air. It's a heavy air. And again, what's going to happen here today, especially they got a night game, 8:30 Mountain Time, they're going to be tearing up that turf. And again, let's be real. The A's, I know they're trying to be a lot better, but the maintenance is not going to be the greatest. That field is going to look so worn and torn.
We'll see. Again, I wouldn't doubt that maintenance crew. Again, they've been there before. They know what to do. Is it something that's going to be drastic or anything? They played baseball many years.
As long as the A's/Raiders take care of it, not the Oakland Alameda County folks, because
they're not going to. I don't think the city
even cares anymore.
Again, I don't think the city has anything involved with that.
Sure, they're out of it altogether.
Yeah, the A's paid up front. They said, "Hey, we'll take care of it." So again, I think the city is on its own. At least city has nothing to do with it. And guess what? Hey, city of Oakland, you're losing one team and possibly another one with the A's, or at least out of that stadium. So
I'm looking at here. All right, we'll take that time out. So it starts at the 20-yard line, and it will go 20 to 20 that you will be inhibited by some form of dirt from the infield dirt.
Again, it's nothing they haven't dealt with in years.
I know, but
those veterans on that team, Derek Carr, he knows what to do. Again, he's played on it, and roll with the punches.
Actually, to be real honest, I think the dirt is more of a slippery surface than it is with the turf.
Well, again, with the Raiders, hey, guess what? You played on it. You know the advantage compared to other teams. Take it as is. If it is a slippery surface, you know what to do. Again, maybe not to peel out for your running backs. If Derek Carr's on the move, hey, you know what to do in that situation. They should have the utmost advantage going forward, at least into the regular season. If this extends all the way into October, where it's looking like the A's will be competing in the postseason, take advantage of that when you're at home. Again, you know it better than any other team. You know what the flaws are going to be. I would not doubt that Gruden is making sure that they are practicing on that, or at least trying to simulate of, hey, here's dirt to grass, or some form or way to get prepared for that. Oh, well, again, nothing they haven't been through before.
All right.
It's the same old, same old.
We need to take a break, and we're going to be back with more of Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words. As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
For 56 years, 1480 K-Ray has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Also with KYY FM, we are Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM/FM combo radio stations. Add that to the addition of 3 FM radio translators to serve the area with programming from both K-Ray and KYY, and that equals a lot of bang for your local advertising dollar. Radio, yesterday and today, still works. For more information, contact Larry Proetti at 307-637-0301.
Paid for by friends of Mark Gordon. I'm Mark Gordon. You know my priorities: budget discipline, schools, and jobs. Other candidates are trying to tear me down for their own purposes, but their attack ads really say a lot more about them. It's simple. If you like what they're selling, vote for them. But I have real experience managing state government and a proven track record. I need your support. They want to buy a title. I'm applying to do the job.
Mark Gordon, Republican for governor.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Okay, good day in the weight room, boys. Remember, we lift weights for strength. For cardio, we lift weights faster. Wachowski, quit looking at your stomach, son. What you're looking for ain't there. If you want a six-pack, the easiest way to get one is at Taco John's.
Stop in for a 6-pack and a pound at Taco John's. Get 6 crispy beef tacos and a pound of potato olays, all for $10.99.
Let's Olay the day and go get one right now. Last one there has to pick up Mrs. Coach from jiu-jitsu class.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
Are you thinking about purchasing a home? Then Platte Valley Bank can help. With Platte Valley Bank, you can count on local decisions and expect to work with an experienced staff to design a loan to fit your needs. Just log on to pvbank.com and fill out our online application. We have money to lend, and at Platte Valley Bank, we are in the business of fulfilling dreams, enriching lives, and building our community one loan at a time.
All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 85. And for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 54. On Saturday, it'll be sunny with highs around 86. And on Saturday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on the show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
You know, Nick, I really hate to get started on this. Can we say this is for the 4 o'clock hour from the National Football League?
I guess, if you want to.
Well,
again, we're on the NFL news and whatnot. I don't think it's going to take too long, but again, it's
I think it's got a little more punch than it's had in the past.
Does it?
I think so.
Not really. Not what we saw in the offseason of what the NFL was coming out and saying about the national anthem.
Let's
this is just whatever.
Well, all right. Well, fine.
I'm just saying, how long is it going to take?
I'm going to carry this into the second.
Then what do you want to talk about again? Derailing from the NFL again. That's again what's kind of taking place. The other one is also 2 NBA schedules have.
All right. Well, let's go into this here, and if we have to carry it into 4 o'clock, we will. So last night, during the Miami game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
and other games last night as well.
This one to me reminded me, and again, you are nowhere near the age that I am, obviously. This reminded me of the 1968 Mexico Olympics, where we had a couple of our superior runners stand on the podium and again raise their fist, which at that time meant Black Power. That's 50 years ago.
Well, again, that was also dealing with what was going on in this country of very intense.
Well, are we nothing different than we were back in the 1960s? This country evidently, we blame, and again, I'm going to get a little political. We blame the man in charge who is dividing the country, but I think the country's divided itself. It's not the president that's divided this country. Things like this in the National Football League divides the country. These dummies. No.
I don't know about that.
The disrespect that they show for country is unacceptable to me.
And again, we've beaten this thing down like a horse.
But
again, you know where my stance is. Again, they have the outrights. Again, it is their freedom as a citizen to do whatever the hell they want on that situation. But for me,
it's my right to gripe and moan about it here.
I get that, but for what is going on again, where this is something that is not going to go away for any time soon. Again, taking a stand or kneeling for the national anthem or raising your fist, as I do believe Marquise Goodwin did for the 49ers. But again, you saw more kneeling for the national anthem. It is a situation that is not going to go away anytime soon. The NFL has been flip-flop-ish on this stance of what they're going to do about this. They also came out with a quote, or at least a statement from, I do believe, the league spokesman Brian McCarthy. He goes, quote, "There has been no change in the NFL's policy regarding the national anthem. The anthem will continue to be played before every game, and all player and non-player personnel on the field at the time are expected to stand during the presentation of the flag and performance of the national anthem. And personnel who do not wish to do so can choose to remain in the locker room," end quote.
And are they going to do that? No.
Again, but again, they have that option. For me, this whole thing, and again, we've talked about it, but the thing and what's hard to process about all this is it's a weird venue of taking these stance. What Kaepernick did so long ago and what these players have kind of continued on as this tradition, or at least standing together, what Colin Kaepernick was all about. It just seems that the venue is very strange, where again, the NFL and sports in general have been very, very kind to at least kind of minority groups, at least have elevated them into, positions of power, having at least the opportunity, again, more presentation than what majority of other Americans do have. It's very it's a strange venue to me of where you're doing it on the NFL stage, where again, this is something that is at least bolstered, if not helped out.
Let me interrupt here. Defensive end Robert Quinn stood and raised his right fist as he did during the anthem last season while he was with the Los Angeles Rams. There were no apparent demonstrations by the Buccaneers. This is what Quinn said: "As a black man in this world, I've got an obligation to raise awareness. If no one wants to live in unity, that's why we're in the situation we're in." Now, that quote to
and again,
me,
there's nothing wrong with raising awareness, but in the venue of the NFL, it's a very strange one because, again, not a whole lot of disassociation, at least, again, what is ailed at least kind of minorities, including at least kind of black people around, at least the United States. It doesn't happen in the NFL. Again, if anything, sports, at least the National Football League and sports in general, has elevated them, given them great opportunities, options that no one else would around here. It's just very, again, the message is in a weird spot where maybe take your stance and do it kind of somewhere else, or at least where it's going to be a little bit more vocal, a little more powerful than on the NFL stage, where again, what is the NFL? It's been inclusive. It's given minorities opportunities. It's given you a chance. It's given you to have
and all you're
American
doing right
life.
now, and again, you got to remember, I'm from the era of integration. Okay, my era when I was going to school, and again living on the left coast, and again we were into that part of the world where this is what we were trying to do, was unify the U.S. We needed to unify. And I think we did an okay job. I don't think we did a great job.
And it's nowhere near perfect at this point in
it's
time.
It's not perfect. But now you've got millionaires over here saying how bad things are, but I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they're doing to make it better. This is not making it better.
No, I think the message is, again, if they want to bring awareness, I wouldn't do it on a national football stage, because it's not getting translated well, because again, this football sports has done nothing but be inclusive.
And again, too, what you are doing, and this is just me speaking out loud. And again, I am from the era of standing, and matter of fact, and removing my hat. We did that when we were over at Powers Field for the national anthem. We respect the national anthem. We grew up with the national anthem being our theme song of this country. But the thing is here, what he's doing, again, is disrespecting those that fought, died, got wounded.
Again, I don't think that is, again, what their intention is. Clearly, again,
but that's the message that's going out there, though, Nick.
Then it's being very misinterpreted.
Well, then this guy, what he's doing then is being misinterpreted too.
And again, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Again, the message is not getting out clearly of what he's trying to do.
If he's got a problem,
again, I don't think he has an issue with veterans or anything.
If he's got a problem, stay in the damn locker room. Don't come out. Don't come out. That to me is more newsworthy. How come Robert Quinn's not out there? What's going on? Let's get a microphone in his face. I didn't come out for the national anthem because I believe, and then read your quote like you said right there. That to me is, you'll get my ear better. That to me shows disrespect. Again,
I guess he has the right to do it. Again, I have no issue. It is up to him of if he wants to. Again, it is. That's what makes this country that great. Again, he does have that option, but it is just a strange venue to do it in, of where that message is not translating very well. Again, it would be better to do it someplace else or showcase it off somewhere else, of saying, hey, here I am live in Chicago. Here I am showcasing of what it is. Hey, I'm going to donate my salary. And these players might have done that. Colin Kaepernick certainly did, again, with his $1 million pledge.
And I'll come to his defense. Robert Quinn. Here's what I will say on the other side of that, on the back side of this. The National Football League has talked out of both sides of its mouth.
And they've been the worst about it. Again,
and they are the ones that are more at fault than Robert Quinn. If the National Football League would have said, and again, I said this way back when, if the National Football League would have said, hey, look, we are going to do what college does. We're going to stay in the locker room until after the national anthem was played, then come on out. That way they would have protected themselves. But what the National Football League continues to do is it's being run by a bunch of idiots.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
And the front office brass, who are dumber than a box of rocks, and they get rehired, which kills me.
Yeah.
But again, this is what I am so furious about. You talk out of both sides of your house. This is bad. It's okay.
Well, and again,
they can't make a damn decision.
And again, that quote from the league spokesman Brian McCarthy, again, he kind of outlines it, but it's not enforceable. Of going, hey, we want you to stand, or at least again, he goes, players and player personnel are expected to stand, but those who do not want to can choose to remain in the locker room. So again, he's saying, hey, this is kind of the NFL's thing, but are we going to force it or do anything really about it? No, but we'd love you to do it.
And again, Brian McCarthy, you should be fired for saying something stupid like that. You should come out and say, The National Football League has decided.
I don't think you fire the spokesman. It is kind of he's just the word of mouth. You fire maybe Goodell, maybe some other front office that can't make decision, or again is too much.
They're lame.
Too sissy to do anything.
They're lame. It's a lame group that has no backbone, no spine.
Yeah,
they're afraid.
And again, the NFL is it's very interesting that you've identified that it is an issue, that it is something you want to at least take care of and make sure that both sides are at an agreement, but you've really done nothing except for put out a stance. Players got upset by that. You retracted the stance, but then you go, well, we want to go off of our previous stance, but we're not going to enforce it, though, however.
And see, here's the problem. What you're doing, you don't have –
and we get the top.
I know we don't. We don't have sold-out stadiums here during the preseason, okay?
Well, no. That would be besides the NFL, at least the anthem.
Hear me out. They don't have sell-out stadiums during the preseason, all right? Yeah. So they can't gauge that how much this is going to cost them at the gate.
Well, they saw it from last season. Again, they saw the percentage downturn.
And guess what? Nothing was done from last year. They, again, they are spineless jellyfish that did absolutely nothing, and the rash is still happening.
Of that downturn percentage of those who at least did not show up, again, how much was it of the anthem? How much was it of quality of play?
I'm just saying,
how much is it of a price to attend these games?
You missed my point. During the preseason, I wouldn't go to it. I hate preseason.
Well, yeah, it's a joke. It's a waste of time.
It's a wasted ticket. So what I'm saying is, though, they will not be able to gauge how much this hurts them until opening day. Until opening day.
But it's also too hard to gauge of how much is that percentage that does not show up because of that. Or because, again, as I've been mentioning, the play of ticket prices, again, hey, I'm out here in Buffalo. Am I going to pay $200 in nosebleeds to watch a terrible Buffalo Bills team?
No. But, again.
Am I going to pay $300 to go watch a questionable Broncos team? Am I going to pay $300 to go watch a questionable
and they won't sell out. They won't sell out 78,000 seats for that first game. But, again, you can't gauge it through the preseason. You have to wait till opening day, and then you gauge it from last year's opening day attendance. That's the only way you're going to be able to gauge it. And I think you're going to –
it's going to be a tough thing to
gauge.
I
think you're going to tick off more of the season ticket holders this year because you did absolutely nothing in the offseason to quell it. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat in Marv's Plumbing and Heating. 1515 Logan Avenue is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
It is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Day. We will not be joined by Chris Polton today.
Family emergency.
Yeah. So again, hopefully everything's all well in Chris's world. Our program this hour being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30, Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Dell Range right across from Menards, Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way, Platte Valley Bank at the corner of College and Pershing. East side, north side over on Vandehigh, the original location. Medicap Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle. Lennox Auto Body ×2, Dunn Avenue, and the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. The Wyoming Montana Safety Council, 635-4592. Marv's Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. And we go to our scoreboard, always at the top of the hour. And our scoreboard is brought to you by, matter of fact, our scoreboard, even for high school football, high school hoops, LCCC, men's and women's basketball, always brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
On the local side from yesterday, Cheyenne Post 6 competing up in the regional tournament up in Missoula, Montana. They took on the Mountain View Toros. They lost that contest 15-9. So today's contest, which is underway right now, they are taking on Hawaii Post 35 again. I'm not saying that city name, but that contest is underway. It is an elimination game, so it is must win for the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers. So throughout the show, hopefully we will give you updates, or at least get updates from there to pass along over the air.
Are you seeing anything that you will be able to get an update, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right.
They tried to do it online, but
right.
We'll see.
Major League Baseball, one final in the books for today. That happened at Wrigley. Cubs win. They beat the Nats. Final score 3-2. We look at other things that are going on in the 5 o'clock hour. When we step on out of here, Red Sox will be at the Orioles. Rangers will face off with the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Rays and the Blue Jays in the Rogers Center. Twins and the Motor City Kitties at Comerica in Detroit. It will be the Diamondbacks at the Reds. Marlins hosting the Mets. Brewers and the Bravos around 5:30 today at Cumberland, Georgia. 6 o'clock games has the Indians on the road in Chicago to take on the Pale Hose. It will be the Mariners and the Astros at Minute Maid. Cardinals Royals at Kauffman Stadium, the I-70 series. Dodgers Rockies again tonight with Kent Maeda on the hill for Los Angeles and John Gray towing the rubber for Colorado. Athletics will be on the road in SoCal. They'll face off with the Halos at Angel Stadium, Anaheim. Phillies and the Padres at Petco, and the Giants at AT&T will entertain the Pittsburgh Pirates. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a two-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83? Come on, you're up!
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
In St. Louis, Missouri, round 2 has been suspended due to bad weather. Gee, imagine that in the Midwest, that you guys are getting bad weather like us.
Oh, well.
So,
guess we don't need to talk golf. We can continue off of NFL. There's NBA to talk about. MLB as well.
Hold your horses there, young buckaroo.
What?
Gary Woodland is the clubhouse leader. He is 10 under par, as he did get both rounds in, 64-66 for today. Kevin Kisner, that is 9 under. Brooks Koepka also finishing his round. He is 8 under. Dustin Johnson, 7 under par, along with Carl Schwartzorder and Thomas Pieters and Ricky Fowler. Fowler is still on the course. Well, he was on the course. And when the bad weather hit, those of you that are following Tiger, he is 3 under par. As play was suspended, he was on the 7th hole for today. So,
anyways,
that's the PGA Championship. Again, the defending champion is Justin Thomas, who is under par right now, and the purse is worth $10.5 million in St. Louis, Missouri. So a lot of folks be playing some extra golf tomorrow.
Good
in
for them.
St. Louis.
I'd rather talk Baylor football right now than that. But anyways,
Baylor football.
Yeah, I got the Baylor T-shirt on right now. At least donning the green and gold. At least full.
The athletics. If I'm looking right here, it says athletics.
Well, I have the Baylor T-shirt underneath, again, from Baylor University. But anyways, again, full green and gold today, again, in support of the athletics of what they've been doing, especially since the Giants are just pretty much just garbage at this point. Which I guess we can continue on MLB as with the Giants' woes, same with the Colorado Rockies as, hey, guess what? That bullpen, as we've been complaining and talking about this entire season, at least it's kind of been a two-season thing now, going back from last year to this year. Hey, guess what? They blew another one last night against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, a critical series, a must-win series, again, to get back in, try to vault over the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Splitting this series with the Dodgers, not going to cut it.
I don't even think they're going to split with this series. They might get one if they're lucky.
And again, Wade Davis in the ninth inning. And wasn't that much better. As a matter of fact, they're trying to,
So your big acquisition, or at least your try to bolstering that bullpen, trying to get over. He's nothing too phenomenal, nothing too great.
I mean, a game that was a good 1-1 contest, and the Dodgers picked up 2 in the 7th. I wasn't happy about that, but that's like, okay, Oberg came in. Because, again, you got to remember, Anderson threw a lot of pitches early on. So after 6, and again, this is the Bruce Bochy mentality, because these guys all hang out together, well,
they were all part of that Padres system.
Yeah, Black, and then you look at the manager for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I can't remember. Dave Roberts.
They're all part of that old Padres system. So, 101 pitches for Anderson. He's off to La Vista. You bring in Oberg, who's been throwing well, and then what does he do?
And again,
promptly gives up a couple of runs.
I don't think it's a flawed system. Again, we've seen it work when you do have solid bullpen. Again, I don't put the fault on Bud Black. I don't put the fault on Bruce Bochy. It's more so of them having way too much overconfidence in that bullpen helping them out, or at least getting the job done. Again, when it can get it done, we saw what it can do for the San Francisco Giants. We saw it when you did have quality, at least bullpen players of Jeremy Affeldt. You had Brian Wilson. You had Sergio Romo. You had also, too, with Javier Lopez. Again, very quality bullpen. Guess what? It took care of your games. It won you those games for you. Guess what? At least for these two with the Rockies and Giants, you don't have that quality bullpen. You can't put that trust on them anymore. And it's a situation with these managers. They're putting almost too much overconfidence, or at least going, hey, as much as you guys have been blowing it recently, I still believe in you. We can still get it done. They're trying to put that positivity, at least try to get them on that mindset of going, hey, scratch off what has been happening this year. Tonight's your night. Go get it done.
Here's what I don't understand. And again, obviously never had a chance to play at the major league level. But here's what I don't understand, and I've been following baseball all my life. You have the specialists. Everybody on that team's a specialist. You got your middle relief guys. You got a 7th inning guy. You got an 8th inning guy. You got your closer. Well, they brought in Davis to help out last night.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him into the top of the 8th inning. He got the 1 out. Okay? Then he starts the 9th inning. I mean, the guy you can't throw an inning and a third? Is that too much for you? I mean, you got nobody out in the 9th. Wow. And then you bring in Shaw. And when they brought in Shaw, I said, oh, jeez, this is going to get even worse. And, I mean, it was terrible. There's no excuse for the Rockies to lose last night's game. Again, here's what they did. They gave up 2 in the 7th. Oberg came in and blew the 7th inning. The Rockies, and again, Roberts did the same thing. He's managing Bud Black for, what he did. He took Stripling out, brought in Baez, and Baez came in and sucked.
Yeah.
Okay? So the good news is the Rockies got 4 to answer back in the bottom of the 7th inning, thanks to Ionetta's home run. So here we go. The Rockies are leading 5-3. Isn't that momentum heading into the 8th inning?
You would assume.
And then you bring in O, and then it went from oh to oh no, and then Davis comes in, and then Davis just it was like, here's the gasoline can, I got it full of gas.
How about talking to that, Mike?
Oh, I get so irritated just thinking about last night's game.
What do you mean last night? It seems it's almost a consistent theme throughout the season and last year.
What did I tell you yesterday? I said the Rockies must win 3 out of 4.
Well, no, there's no doubt about it. They needed this again to gain ground and try to get into that wild card spot, or at least gain ground on the Arizona Diamondbacks to compete for that NL West. But I think for them, it's more of a realistic idea to go after that wild card spot, at least try to have that safety net just in case anything does happen. But this is, again, here it is, August 10th. You still got plenty of baseball left, or at least, again, it's winding down, but still, again, a good amount of series still left. But here I am, and I'll say confidently, the Rockies, again, of what we've seen this entire season, sure, they've had their runs. They can certainly have it again, at least getting on that winning track. But this is a team where I'm confident to say here it is, August 10th, with plenty of baseball left. This is a team that is not making the playoffs. As much as I've kind of flip-flopped going back and forth, or at least been on the fringe of saying maybe, this is a team I can confidently say where this, especially with that bullpen of how much of an Achilles heel it is for this team, this is not a playoff-bound team. This is not a wild card team.
This team drives you nuts because one day it's good, the next day it's a crapshoot with the bullpen.
If this team miraculously makes it to a wild card spot, it is not going farther than that. I'll tell you that right now. Again, you're going to see what you saw last year. It gets in the playoffs and then just does the same thing.
Here's the sad part, though, too, Nick. Here's the real sad part of all this, because you make a lot of great points, and I won't argue with you. Anderson threw 101 pitches last night. Okay.
Which again, it is pushing. Again, 101, at least going above that 100 mark. Again, for even aces, where you've seen it's not that they can't go farther, but you don't want to blow them out as well.
The guy had a 4-hitter.
Okay, that doesn't really mean anything.
There was one at bat last night for the Dodgers.
I've seen ace pitchers who are at least 100 pitchers who have a 1-hitter going, where they still kind of pull them going. Is it worth gassing him out for a 1-hitter?
It's
or
like
4. Who cares?
Your arm should be in great shape right now, Nick.
I get that, but it's more so if they have overconfidence in that bullpen to help out those starters. Again, it's a situation of, do I want to exhaust him out? Do I want to risk it? Again, not saying that they can go with Anderson, with whoever, that they can't go above that 101 or 100 and so pitch count, but it is a situation where you kind of go, hey, you've done your job as a starter. You done very well. You guys, only allowed 4 hits. Congratulations. You did a fine outing. All right, let's put it in the hands of this bullpen who should be doing their jobs. These specialists, as you say, again, hey, you need 1 inning or an inning and a half, inning and a third, whatever.
Right.
Again, they should be getting it done. They should be assisting you, at least helping you out. It is a team effort.
I got to laugh at you because you're talking about gassing out these pitchers. All right.
I mean, exhausting him for like their next start or something.
And they got 5 days off. I mean,
again, MLB is different than what is in. Again, you got to get in the reality. It's 2018. Pitchers do not go 20 innings.
And then I go back into the Bob Gibson era.
Okay, this is not the Bob Gibson era. This is 2018.
Listen to me.
Baseball is evolved.
They did not have the proper training as they do today, because you have a strength and conditioning coach that supposedly is getting you all taken care of. Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, Juan Marichal, Gaylord Perry, those guys, Catfish Hunter, they used to pitch every 4th day. Not every 5th day, every 4th day.
And some rotations do go off of every 4th. Again, they can handle that, but is it a situation, again, it is 2018. Baseball's evolved. You cannot anticipate that pitchers are going to go, hey, we're going to keep you in as it's going in extras. You're gonna still be starting 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th.
Then baseball's wimpy, as far as I'm concerned.
I won't say anything about that, but it's a situation where, again, this is where we're at. You have those specialists. Why do you pay? Why do the Rockies have the most expensive bullpen? Guess what? Because you have those players.
Morons. That's why.
Well, I'm just saying you had that faith in these players that can get it done, that can assist these pitchers out of the 7th inning, going, hey, you 8th, you close it out.
But
at
also
the 9th.
too, Bud Black. you can't get another inning out of Anderson. And I'll bet you Anderson didn't come into the dugout going,
okay,
ooh,
you can play.
I've thrown 101 pitches. I'm tired.
I'm not saying that for him. I doubt that he was exhausted or anything, that he couldn't go any farther. But it is a situation where you do believe you have a system. You kind of go off of what is traditional baseball now of going, hey, we spent all this money on these bullpen relievers that should be getting the job done. Hey, you were great in eighth inning for other teams. Why aren't you here? What is the deal? What is the translation issue that you did well in Cleveland or wherever team you came before joining the Colorado Rockies? What is the issue at this point in time? Again, the most expensive bullpen, you spent money for what? Obviously, it's not working, but you have that belief that it could be. And I think that's what Bud Black is playing. That's what Bruce Bochy is playing at.
And I think at times these guys overmanage. I was really onto the Walt Weiss case.
Okay, but again, you could play devil's advocate. What if Anderson was left in there for the 8th or 9th? And what if he allowed those same amount of runs?
No.
Is it a situation where, well, we should have taken him out?
Him. Here's what you do. I'm going to let you start the 7th inning. I'm going to let you start the 7th inning. Hey, somebody gets on. I got somebody ready to go. I want you to know that. We're getting into the nitty gritty.
Then what's the point? Then what's the point of even leaving him in there? Then if you got that short leash on him,
well,
just go to the bullpen. Who's someone fresh?
You're getting late into the game, but the guy had
the guy was
6 Ks and 4 hits. He had him pretty much handcuffed.
I guess that's really nothing. Staggering numbers ago. Yeah, you're doing great tonight. I mean, it's nothing phenomenal, but it's a situation where
at Coors Field, I think that's pretty doggone good.
I guess
1 run over 6 innings. The Dodgers with that lineup,
I guess. But again, what if you left him in there and again he does walk someone, or if it does
walk someone, then then he's off to La Vista.
Then why wouldn't you just put in the fresh guy that you paid millions for, that you believe, or at least again,
I'm not even going to be worried about. First and foremost, I would look down there. I would have told Anderson last night. Again, I'm going to be Bud Black. I'm going to look at Anderson and say, hey, Tyler, you're in for the 7th inning. I'm not going to say if you walk a guy or he gets a base hit, you're out of there. I'm not going to tell him that. He's throwing well.
Yeah.
Out of his 101 pitches, 67 of them were strikes. He threw 2/3, so 3 pitches, 2 of them were strikes.
Good.
So here's the deal. I don't say nothing like that. I'm the skip. Hey, Tyler, I like how you're throwing. Go out there. Base hit. I'm going to walk out there and say, hey, you threw a great game today, buddy. We're going to try to win this one for you. That's it.
Well, if you have all the answers, why aren't you managing in the MLB?
Because nobody has given me that call yet. But again, I guarantee you,
I'm just saying,
today's pitchers, they're a bunch of candy arses.
I wouldn't say that, but it is just how baseball is at this point in time. Again, where you do have strategy,
and the specialists kill you more than anything.
And that may be true. It is a situation where if they're on fire, like a Kenley Jensen, or again some of those phenomenal Mariano Rivera. Throughout his career, he never had issues. You kind of wish you have players like that. A Trevor Hoffman. Hey, you have all these saves. You are one of the most phenomenal closers.
And these guys come along once in a while. It
seems like it's being more and more relevant, or at least where, again, you are seeing quality closers. But and same with Wade Davis and a few others that you brought in. Hey, you were doing good at your other ball clubs. Why is it not translating well here?
Quality closers are the ones that have arm problems. That's what gets me. And here's the deal, too. I can't remember who we talked with from the Rockies insider where he was talking about Arenado. If you're trying to make a case to keep Nolan,
this is an awful case.
This is a terrible case because,
if anything, right now at this point, he's bye-bye. There's no guarantee. There is 100%. I would say 90%.
He can't win in that
at August 10th right now. Again, you can record this as it's recording right now. You can take this, and when it happens in the offseason, again, I'll say 90% at this point in time with this Rockies team, Arenado does not stay. He goes, hey, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm taking my talents somewhere else where we can win, where we can get in the playoffs and not have to deal with this daily struggle that others are kind of blowing it for me. And again, that's a selfish me kind of mentality, but it is also too of going, what am I doing here?
When you're a free agent, what do? You go where A, they're going to pay you, and B, your best chance.
Well, pay it also to where you can win.
And again, like DJ LeMahieu, who has not been re-signed yet, maybe he's not wanting to get re-signed. Maybe he'll want to test the free agent market. I feel bad for Charlie Blackmon, who's inked through, 2022.
Maybe the Rockies just trade him away, go, here you go.
Yeah.
Again, if you lose those two pieces, I would not doubt Blackmon would be on his way out as well, too, of where the Rockies have to seriously look at probably fire selling or at least going, hey, either Blackmon, you're our face of our franchise, or who wants something big for him, which is not out of the realm.
I think your faces of your franchise right now are playing shortstop in Trevor Story, and I think one of your outfielders in David Dahl. If they can keep David Dahl healthy, this is the young guns to go along with the young guns pitching. That is going to be the new face of the Rocks.
Which is raw. Again, nothing too spectacular. You can toss out numbers about them, but again, that young pitching is still nothing too phenomenal or great going. Again, Gray, Anderson, these are guys who are probably third, fourth starters on any other ball team. Again, I would say with Gray, again, you put him on a
Kyle Freeland.
If you put him on a Houston team, he's maybe fourth, fifth starter.
Anderson and Freeland bring something that's very unique to the baseball world. They're southpaws, they pitch well at Coors Field. That's a bonus right there. Pitching well at Coors Field.
Kershaw can pitch well at Coors Field. Again,
and he gets beat there. The Rockies have his number at Coors. They do have his number to a certain degree at Dodger Stadium. But these southpaws pitch well at Coors Field. And again, if Anderson and Freeland move on to Giants or whoever, I think they're going to be probably better in the record department. But again, too, think about this, though, Nick. Here's the deal with Tyler Anderson, what he did last night. And I'm not, distant on the Giants. But Tyler Anderson, again, another start, another good performance, and he walks away with a no decision. This is ridiculous.
Again, under Rockies baseball this season and going to last season, it's something you got to get used to.
And look at
it's
Freeland.
Something you have to deal with.
Look at how many Freeland no decisions that he's had too. This is ridiculous what's going on. This bullpen of the Rockies is a joke. It's inconsistent.
Again, everything you're saying is nothing new. We've been saying that for however long.
And again, it's almost now where you get to the point when the bullpen comes out, you cringe.
Yeah, you're a little worried. You're
not worried. Little. You're a lot worried.
Well,
no lead is safe when the bullpen comes out.
That's true. But there are stints where you're on fire. And again, your one positive is Ottavino out there, where he's turned things around as much as he's been kind of question mark throughout his career.
Sometimes,
he's turned it around.
He can go into the tank. The loss last night by the Rockies to the Dodgers,
that hurt. That hurts. That hurts to the Rockies.
The Dodgers lead this series. I think they play 19 games, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I think when they go through the West, they play 19 games. But the Dodgers lead this series 7-3. I'm looking back at some of the other games that they've had with the Dodgers. There's 3 games I know of that the Rockies should have won.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this was another case of giving it to the Dodgers. And guess what, guys? Like you said too, Nick, and I'm going to probably throw that into the ring as well. Games like this put you further and further out of playoff position. That wild card is starting to go bye each and every day here, even in August.
Again, this is a team that is inconsistent this entire season, goes on runs, but also, too, goes very cold and has these stints where, all right, cool, we're leading this game. Oh, there it goes. We just lost it in a blink of an eye. Again, I'm confident to say here it is August 10th with a lot of games still left to be played for that Colorado Rockies team. And again, looking at their schedule, it is not too friendly for them. Again, they do have a series, I do believe, down in Houston. Again, a lot of big names. Atlanta. Again, a lot of playoff-bound teams. It's going to be a tough stretch.
It's almost like
and again, to finish off my statement is with the Rockies. Again, I'm confident to say this is a team that does not make the playoffs at this point in time. I think I've seen enough. I have enough of a litmus test of this team going. They do not make the wild card. They do not win.
I think 2 teams in the West right now have pretty much eliminated themselves here in the first week and a half.
Giants have written themselves off and saying
adios, goodbye. Yeah. So bye to the Rocks, bye to the Dodgers. Rockies and Dodgers. Again, to the Giants and Rocks tonight. Dodgers at 6:40. Again, John Gray will take on Kenton Maeda, and this will be the second of a 4-game series. We're going to take a timeout. We will be right back with more after these words on 1480 K-Ray. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? They can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. They have a 16th-month CD at an APY of 2.05% and a 27th-month CD at an APY of 2.27%. You can feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie, member FDIC and equal housing lender. The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 85. Then for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 54. On Saturday, it'll be sunny with highs around 86. And on Saturday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Friday. Oh, yes, the weekend officially getting underway here in, 25 minutes?
I guess. It hasn't even been a real work week anyways for myself, but yeah, I guess it's fastly approaching. Same with high school football. Again, as it is 2 weeks away, at least coming up August 24th, it will be week 0, but game number 1 here on 1480 K-Ray, where we will have the game 1 and the introduction to the Mike Apodaca era at Cheyenne Central, with the Central High Indians taking on the Thunder Basin Bolts over at Risky Field. Again, that contest should be on about 7 o'clock. I'm assuming times haven't really been announced, but at least it's...
Thunder Basin, I think it's one of those where it'll be a 7 o'clock game.
All right, but again, I have it on our website as to be determined. But once we get into that week, again, we will pass along times.
If I remember it right, Nick, and not to jump in here again, if it's a 5-hour travel, like going to Sheridan, then it's a 6.
I haven't traveled this thing many times, so I don't know how long it takes for
Gillette here. When it used to be a 5-hour travel window, then it was a 6 o'clock game, or East Central, or Southeast, whatever.
Well,
this will be a 7 o'clock.
The Wyoming High School Athletics Association also kind of does its own thing of determining times. Where I remember one instance where Campbell County was traveling down to Central for contests, and the Gillette crew, at least Campbell County crew, following them, originally was told that it was 6 o'clock start time. Then they moved it to a 7 o'clock time. So it is also to a situation where the Wyoming High School Athletic Association just kind of does its own thing. Goes, Well,
have you gone to their website and seen what's?
No, there are no times up there.
Have you gone to the Central website?
I could.
That would probably be your best bet. Going to the Central. And
I'm not worried about it. It's 2 weeks away.
Well, we will be.
But again, you can
it's a 7 o'clock start time. I guarantee it's 7 o'clock.
anyways, once we get into that week, we will pass along times, dates, teams, everything. Again, we do have our full high school schedule set up right now through every game, at least regular season contest, which you can go find over on 1480krae.com. You go into the sports broadcast schedule page, and there it will be. At least it'll be you, me, but I won't really be doing a whole lot. Or at least, again, we have not announced what we will be doing, but in the next at least a week or so, we will announce of what addition will be coming to our high school and LCCC broadcast. And also, too, for the first couple of games, Chris Bolton will be joining us out there. And then afterwards, it will be RJ Fox and you out there as well. So.
Yes, looking forward to all of the fun things that go on.
We're back here, and I remember what it was 100 days away, and now we're 14 days away from high school football.
Yeah. And we'll be, 13 days away from getting any information from either Thunder Basin or Cheyenne Central, because no one, I hate doing week 0 games because there's no rosters, there's no starters. Yeah. It's just like it's a crapshoot.
We'll have to put a fire under Chad Whitworth. And
but I'm just saying it's a crapshoot when you open up the microphone and you go, "Hey, welcome from Risky Field. It's high school football. Cheyenne Central taking on Thunder Basin Bolts. Who's at quarterback? I don't know.
Number 15.
Yeah, number 15 is the quarterback. Hands off to 22. I heard a radio station do that once. I laughed. I never laughed so hard in my life. Matter of fact, I don't know if you were still over there at that time, but they had a crew that replaced me and RJ back in the day, and these guys had no clue. They did no preparation, and you know how we are about preparation.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, even Chris, he's really good in the preparation department. But these guys had no clue who were the key figures. And they're going, and number 22 has the football. He's down to the 5. I was like, oh, geez, give me a break.
Cool. That does a whole lot on a radio broadcast. I know the number running down the again. Yeah.
It was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, well. But again,
that's why they had 2 sponsors. Yeah. And when we sit here and we open up our broadcast coming up, I do believe it's 2 weeks from today, like you said. I do believe.
What do you mean, do believe?
Well, no, I was talking about sponsorship. I was thinking that, and I ended up using the wrong verbiage there. I have a feeling we're going to be adding quite a few more new members to our sports broadcast, and I want to take this opportunity right now to step up and say thank you, because a lot of you folks appreciate the local sports angle that we do here on 1480 K-Ray and are jumping on board. If you want to be a sponsor of high school sports and LCCC collegiate
shameless
basketball,
plug.
Yeah, you can give us a call here, 514-1071.
Don't call us now, or at least if you're trying to sponsor. Don't
after
call us now.
the show, or give us a call next week.
I was going to say not after the show, because 5 o'clock we wrap up.
Call us Monday then.
How about just shoot you an email? ProShop@kyy.net. As simple as that. There you go.
And again,
how hard is that?
You want to sponsor all our youth here during the football and basketball season? We'd love to have you on board. All right. What else do we got going on here?
The NBA schedule released.
Here, I'm going to throw that your way there, so don't forget that.
All right, cool. But the NBA schedule has been released. Teams and dates and times and blah, blah, blah has been announced. At least kind of key matchups have been determined. Golden State versus L.A. Guess what? That's going to be a Christmas Day contest, at least one of the many.
It used to be Cleveland and the Warriors.
Guess what? It's now moved to L.A. with.
Does ESPN or the NBA, do they even care about the rest of the teams? It's just whatever team LeBron is on versus the Warriors?
There you go. It's pretty much that. Hence the reason why the Lakers are going to be shown on national television, whether it is ESPN or TNT. The Lakers are your grand champions. They will be shown on national television 36 times this year.
And they might be just a 500 team.
Again, going through that West, who knows how well the Lakers will be. They're going to be improved from last season. There's no doubt about that. Is it a team that's going to take over the Pacific? Is it going to be a top-seeded team in the West? No.
Do they beat Houston?
What do you beat them in regular season?
Yeah, they don't.
They might still run in Staples. They might still run. Are they going to be higher seeding than them come playoff time?
I don't even think they're better than Oklahoma City. I'm talking the Lakers. LeBron James is in a class by himself. 4 other guys on the floor he can't score 120 points every night. I'm sure he could.
He carried that Cleveland team, so there's no doubt about it he can with his Lakers team. But again, he is not going to be able to cruise through the East.
And Cleveland always had problems with the West.
Oh, yeah. And again, now you're playing majority of your games in the West. It is a team that's going to be improved. There's no doubt about it. Again, for the Lakers, it's only but up from now, especially including with LeBron James. You add about probably 30-plus wins just with the namesake of LeBron James. But it is a situation, are they taking over the Pacific from Golden State? No. They need way more weapons than what they got right now. Again, Lance Stevenson and LeBron James as your two figureheads with Alonzo Ball on there. Whatever. They're not taking down Golden State. Are they better than Houston? No. Are they better than Oklahoma City?
No.
Probably not. Running down some other playoff teams. Portland, possibly.
They may
I think they're on even with
500 with Portland. They go 500 with Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Minnesota.
I think they're better than Minnesota.
I think they're 500 with Minnesota.
We'll see. I think
Cleveland.
I think Denver. They're going to sneak wins against LA as they usually do at Pepsi Center, as they do against those top level teams, and kind of give false hope to the Nuggets fans. But I think it is like that. You might split with Portland. I think that's an evenly matchup team. Minnesota, I think LA's better than them. Spurs at this point, yes, I think the Lakers are better than the Spurs. Trying to think of it.
And the Grizz, they're better than the Grizz.
Well, the Grizzlies are just awful. Obviously, then Utah might be even par with the Lakers.
What about the Pelicans?
Yeah. With that, but again, with the minus of Boogie Cousins, that hurts them. I think if on paper with everything, I'd have to give the advantage to the Lakers.
See, and then you go when you play your teams in the East. I think the Lakers will fare well against most of the East.
Yeah. Also, too, regarding the Lakers, and also too, the first game back in Cleveland for LeBron James as a member of the Lakers will be on November 21st. Obviously, that will be a nationally televised game, so that's what you get to look forward to. Celtics and Lakers rivalry is scheduled for a few times as well. February 7th in Boston, and then the Celtics will travel out to Los Angeles to play the Lakers on March 9th. Again, nationally televised contest there, where, again, you're going to have the revitalization between Boston, that should be the dominant force in the East, and the Lakers, who are going to be a little bit revitalized, or at least be back into relevancy at this point in the NBA.
I don't think the Lakers match up with Boston. No. I don't think they
no, I don't think so. I think Boston's miles.
That's what I'm saying. The Lakers might be. This is my opinion. And again, I know LeBron James joining that club probably brought him an additional 30 wins, maybe 20 wins. I don't know. But the point is, I don't know how well.
Again,
I don't know how well he's going to mesh. I don't think this team.
It's going to be a tough.
It's a 500.
It's going to be a tough go for the Lakers. Again, I kind of want to award that they are going to be a playoff-bound team. That's just more so if I can't sell short LeBron James and what he brings to the table. But it's going to be a tough go about it.
I'm not all that sold.
It's going to be a situation where they're going to float around the 5, 6, 7 seed, where it's going to be very tough, very hard. They're going to realize how tough it is to get in this Western Conference playoffs, and that's about it. Is it a team that's going to be on the outside looking in? I highly doubt. Really highly doubt.
The Lakers are going to have to make at least one or two more moves to be a contender.
And they could. And maybe with trades.
They're a pretender. They're a pretender with just LeBron James.
Oh, no, they're not winning anything. Are they winning the Western Conference? Are they winning Pacific Division? No, not at this point in time. Again, they need a lot more added to that team. But they are improved. They are better. They are, again, I think it is a lower-seeded playoff team.
But, like you said, though, they're an improved team, but you just told me the Warriors are improved with Boogie Cousins.
Well, again, no one's touching the Warriors. The Warriors were already good and then added some. No one is taking down the Warriors.
Houston is good. Chris Paul's back.
And then granted, you do add the cancer that is Carmelo Anthony now to this team, and that might hurt. But
over in Oklahoma City, George is back, right?
Well, yeah, Paul George, and again with
Westbrook.
Again, Steven Adams at your
to me they're still good.
No, yeah, they're solid, and I think they took care of what was the Carmelo Anthony.
And I think Utah is the up and coming team.
Well, I mean they're a playoff team, and I think they're not going to go higher than.
So right there, those four teams, the Lakers not going to be anywhere near them.
Again, I see that the Lakers are even match. I give the advantage to Utah. I think they're better than New Orleans. I think they're better than Portland.
But,
I think they're better than Denver.
Now, Boogie Cousins was not even involved in the series with the Warriors, right?
What do you mean?
When the Pelicans were taking
Oh, no, he was injured.
Yeah,
and again, he's still fighting that injury. Yeah.
And the Pelicans went toe-to-toe with the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In that series. Again, Davis is in the fold. He is going to be your next big superstar. Obviously, he's already a superstar now, but,
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be that next high riser. I think the Pelicans...
He's had that many opportunities with the Pelicans. He's had that where he's been the face.
But they got the taste of it this year, though.
They've had it. They had it years ago as well, too, against the Warriors. And guess what?
No, but I'm talking about they advanced to the playoffs.
No, they didn't. They have again with New Orleans. Sure, they advanced at least in this year. They got past, but again, you still had to face the wall of the Golden State Warriors. Again, they had that syndrome of years ago where hey, it was Anthony Davis at the helm.
Right.
Hey, we took care of things. We got in the playoffs, and then guess what? They were terrible.
Okay, but
they were terrible.
This is what I'm driving at with the Lakers. The Lakers get into the playoffs. All right. Whether they are a 5 through 8 seed, they're going to match up with, let's just say for argument's sake, Utah 4, if they're a 5 seed. But if they're an 8 seed and they go
and also, too, you got to realize that LeBron turns it up to a next level in the playoffs.
Okay, but if they match up against the Warriors, if they're an 8 seed and they take the Warriors out in the first round,
yeah,
what
do
you think is going to happen there?
Yeah, it's no contest.
What if they match up against Houston in the first round? No, Houston wins. Houston
again. I can't deny of what
LeBron
brings to the table. Again, he elevates himself in come playoff time. Again, what did he do this past year with this Cleveland, at least with the Cavaliers team? Where again, you faced off against a Boston team, you faced off against Philly, you faced off against Toronto.
This is the West. It's not the East. The West is more.
Those are still talented teams. Those are still talented teams. Where again, he's playing with pretty much nobodies other than a Kevin Love on that Cavaliers team. He turns it up. He knows how to take care of stuff in come playoff time. So I don't sell him short. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. It's not going to be cruise mode. I'll tell you that. Come at least for LeBron, it's something he will have to get adjusted to this year. Very much so compared to the East. He's not going to be able to cruise in and go, yep, we're guaranteed a playoff spot. As much as I want to award them, and I think they will, it's going to be a little bit more grinding to get into that playoff spot where, hey, you're going to have Denver nipping on your heels. You're going to have Utah, New Orleans. You're going to have Oklahoma City. You're going to have Portland. You're going to have Minnesota. All these other teams that are phenomenally better than the East are going to be nipping at your heels going, no, we want that 5 seed. We want the 6 seed. We want the 7 seed. Hey, L.A., you're in the 8 seed. Move on over.
The only way that they may slide in there. And
who knows with the Clippers, too.
I'm going to say this right now. I don't think the Lakers are a playoff team. Now, LeBron brings them a lot more credibility, but I'm going to say this. With the Spurs probably sliding out, maybe the Lakers sneak in at an 8. But is it time for the
I wouldn't even discount the Spurs again with
the Denver Nuggets to sneak in there? Is it time for Minnesota?
It's way too crowded. It's way too crowded right now in the West for again, Nuggets, they're on the outside looking in. Spurs, I don't want to discredit, again, with Popovich, and also, too, again, you do have DeRozan on there, and, again, it's still a solid core. I can't discount the Spurs, but,
And like you said,
anyways, we need to take a break, too.
I think the Clippers, I don't see the Clippers making any damage. So, again, to me, the Lakers are going to be if they're in there, they're going to be a 7 or 8 seed.
It's going to be a tight.
They're going to be adios in the first round.
It's going to be a tight and crowded West.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take our final timeout here.
There you go.
All right, we're going to take our final timeout. We'll be back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
This is R.J. Fox. 1480 K-Ray is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Join me as you'll hear all the play-by-play of Cheyenne East, Cheyenne Central, and Cheyenne South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason as well. During the basketball season, 1480 K-Ray will be featuring both boys and girls games. So catch all the calls on AM 1480 K-Ray. Also streaming the games online at 1480kray.com.
We know Mark Gordon brings real experience in agriculture, oil and gas, even service on the school board. As a savvy state treasurer delivering record investment returns, he knows how to manage Wyoming's budget. The Wyoming Tribune Eagle says Mark Gordon, quote, has a strong understanding of the challenges Wyoming faces. It's true. Mark Gordon knows Wyoming, and he'll be ready to tackle the challenges on day one. Mark Gordon, Republican for governor.
Paid for by friends of Mark Gordon.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming Montana Safety Council offers a complete